Well, hi guys, how are you? Happy Friday. Almost a new year, 2024, and we are still battling in trucking industry. And today it's going to be kind of figuring out whose fault is this, right? We usually try to blame each other. Dispatchers try to blame brokers. Brokers try to blame dispatchers. Drivers try to blame brokers and dispatchers. Carriers try to blame President Biden and economy. We blame each other. But let's go back and see on professional level what responsibilities actually do we have as a dispatcher, and we're gonna go through the comments. Actually, I might sound a little bit funny today, guys. I lost my voice because actually been sick with flu, although we have the last class tomorrow. So please forgive me if I sound like kind of an old grandma. But hopefully, we can still have this conversation because I really want to see your opinion. I want you to be very active. I don't know, I'm gonna put my phone in front of me as well so I can see actually on Facebook any comments. I don't know why, but on a StreamYard, it only shows the comments from YouTube. So if you want to jump to YouTube, then I can display your comments. But before we're gonna start, of course, we're gonna just see a little promo from our classes so I can prepare the screen. And actually, we're gonna be talking about whose fault is this, dispatchers or brokers. And we're gonna go through the real situation and we'll see who wins. I will give you my opinion. We will read opinion of other people who've been commenting, and that post got approximately 140 comments and it was posted yesterday. So we'll be back in a second after the short promo of our future class. So we're gonna switch to this mode and we're gonna go to this group. Actually, I love this group because it's a lot of people who sign up. Look at this. I actually know a lot and a lot of people. Oh, look at this. Oleg Yatsenko. Oh my God, I know that kid since he was 16. Now his dad was kids. I know his mom and dad. It's so funny. Look at this. I am doing the live and there is a first person. Svetlana, of course, is watching right now on our group. But look, we have 102,000 members. So this is a big group, right? And the name of this group is Load Boards, Dispatchers, Freight Brokers, and Owner Operators. So yesterday, I guess we have her as a top contributor, some lady named Chrissy. There is Larissa, which after posting this, she kind of disappeared, and I don't know if she stayed in the group or not, but she did not like the reply. But here was the discussion. So let's read this. So a dispatcher is working on a load with a broker, and they agree to book. The broker sends dispatch and RC, rate confirmation, agreement to move the load, right? So RC, rate confirmation, load tender, booking agreement, load agreement, it's the same. It's simply a contract that you as a dispatcher agreed with a third party PL on behalf of your carrier to move freight from A to B with one pick, one drop. Hopefully, if you're a good dispatcher, with multi pick, multi drop. If you are desperate dispatcher, whatever story it is, maybe you negotiated, maybe you did not negotiate, maybe you just book, but you agree to some certain terms on behalf of your carrier. So let's read. But it end up in a spam. So the dispatcher never signed the rate confirmation. Well, kind of already something which dispatcher should do. Okay. The broker, the broker calls. I don't like all these notifications. Okay. The broker calls the day of the load and asking where the truck is, even though a sign rate confirmation was never received. Dispatch tells the broker it's not their fault for not following up and vice versa. And she's stating, I already know the answer, but who do you guys think dropped the ball here? Looking for the different perspectives. And so far, we have 142 comments. Well, I'm going to move this for a second. And me personally, and my personal response was, well, what kind of dispatcher does not monitor his spam folder? What kind of dispatcher does not follow up after they book the load, right? My guess is the dispatcher who does not know what he's doing, or dispatcher who already found the better load and he did not want to call the broker. And if I would be the broker, I would of course follow up as well. But a lot of times, brokers nowadays, they think the verbal agreement. They take, do you see, they call to ask where's the truck. So actually, broker did not even take the driver's number, truck number, trailer number. Yes, broker is at fault, but the first one, who is in charge of signing that agreement first? Who was talking to the broker? Who wanted that load? Probably dispatcher. So me as an instructor, me as a dispatcher, well, I teach my students. I do it all the time. First, before I hang up, I never hang up without asking, what is your direct number? What is your email? How can I reach you back? And if 10-15 minutes I do not see the rate confirmation, I am the one who is going to be calling. And sometimes, believe it or not, I can call and somebody else is already answering, because if you call back TQL, you could call back bigger brokerage, sometimes you book with one person, you call that extension and it's 5 different people. So you actually need to ask, hey guys, this is Alex Transportation, my MC is 555-666. I just booked the load, let's say from Chicago going to Boston, Massachusetts for tomorrow. It's have been already 10 minutes, guys. I did not receive the rate confirmation. Can you please follow up? Can you see in the system, was the load assigned to me? And a lot of times what happened? They say, oh, you know what? We send it, but instead of Alex Transportation, we send it to Alex Transportation Plus. Does it happen? Happen a lot. People have the same names. Maybe my MC was 555-562 and person, because we're all humans, instead of 555-652, put 555-621, whatever. We all make mistakes. And they're like, oh, you know what? We assigned to their own carrier. Let me fix it. Whose job is this? You as a dispatcher. So let's see what people think who is also in a business, people who are dispatchers, people who are drivers. So let's actually go ahead and start reading all these comments. So, for example, Nora Spring said that dispatchers had the responsibility to ensure the truck was covered and not to tarnish that MC. Okay, let's see the replies. Wow. Dispatcher covered the truck, just not with said broker. I've been on both sides of the business, and as a broker, I would be calling the carrier dispatch 15 minutes max after not receiving a signed rate confirmation. If you don't have a signed rate confirmation, there is no obligation on the carrier. Really? Well, it could be true, it has to be signed, but we also have verbal agreement, right? And this is actually the author who is responding to this. And after a few replies, she did not like the answer, so she left this discussion. Well, let's be realistic. If you were on both sides, If you were on a both sides, what do you mean carrier does have no obligation? You guys agree. You spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you exchange MC's number, email. The rate confirmation was sent to your spam. You have no obligation just because you simply do not check your spam. A lot of times, it depends on security you have on your computer, a lot of emails goes to the spam. You as a dispatcher, you as a broker, you always check the spam. So no, I do not agree with this. Yes, broker should follow up, but again, the first responsibility, it goes on dispatcher. Dispatcher is the one who booked this load. Dispatcher is the one. Harry Attis, are you flying over the Hawaii? I see you watching me. I'm gonna join you one of these days. My previous student. So, okay, let's continue. Let's see other replies. Okay. Um I have been a broker and now I'm a dispatcher of 5 years. Yes, the broker could give a courtesy call, but all in the dispatcher is representative of the carrier, right? So you should have done their due diligence to not cause a no call, no show as they did here. And then we have carriers who are crying. Why do I have carrier 411 report? Why do I have the freight guard report? And a lot of times it happens when dispatchers don't understand that simple actions like this in this market can actually destroy the small carriers. Because believe me, one report on carrier 411 while they cancel, they never show up, nobody's gonna go and see who did not look into spam, who did not show up. Well, you know how hard it is to remove those carrier 411 or freight guard or carrier assure notices. It's impossible. So dispatchers have to pay attention to this, right? Okay. Well, still, uh, she's still saying RC, no obligation. As a broker, what would your freight guard report say? Well, as a broker, my freight guard report would say confirmation was sent, verbal agreement was there. You did not call me to cancel the load. You did not call me to ask where the rate confirmation went, right? So, yes, I, as a broker, if I would be a broker, I would put that freight guard. I would put that carrier 411. Simple as that. Believe it or not, I would agree with the broker in this case. If you already agree to something, this is your obligation to follow up. The only way it could happen if you already booked a better load and now you're playing this game. Does it happen? Happens all the time. Are we all liars in trucking industry? No, we are all good storytellers. When broker finds some cheaper carrier, they lie to us that the product is not going to be ready. When dispatchers find a better load, we make up story that we never receive your rate confirmation, like in this case, or we did not get unloaded. Let's be realistic. I can give you stories and stories and stories. We can sit here hours and hours and hours. But let's be professional and let's see what other opinions do we have. Okay, I would be checking that spam box like my life depended on it in this tight market. Yes, Nora, and I agree with you. Okay, then we have people who disagree. I apologize. I disagree with your statement about your words is your bond in this business. This business is cutthroat, period. Many brokers lie about the rate or book you with a signed rate confirmation and they find someone who will do it cheaper and call and tell you the load is canceled. They lie all the time. What word is what bond? So, in my opinion, it was both fault equally. The dispatcher should have called 15 minutes and carrier. So, people have different opinions. Guys, let's see. What do you think? Can you put actually the comments Well, Nora's still fighting. So let's keep the Nora. Happy holidays. He's still professional. He tells, well, guys, I have my opinion. I stick to my opinion. I've been broker. I was following up. Now I am dispatcher. I know my due diligence and I do my job. So she's staying polite and she keep going. Well, let's see. Carrie, whose fault is this? I like this guy. George Garcia says, carrier for using a dispatch service. Well, Mr. Garcia, thank you. At least you found somebody to blame. Dispatch services at fault. Well, which dispatch services? Outside of the country, inside of the country, dispatcher, company dispatcher, uh, independent dispatcher. Whose fault is this? Well, carrier. So carrier should be booking his own loads. Well, there is another opinion. Okay, and here is our author is responding. It's a company driver situation, so it does not apply. Oh, kind of does not make sense, right? And here this guy, for every comment, he asks us to join his Telegram. Okay. Uh, whatever. He's persistent. You know how many times he has to copy and paste that? Good for him. Well, it doesn't matter if it's a company driver. It doesn't matter if it was booked for owner operator. The process is still the same. Rate confirmation has to be signed. It was received. Driver needs to be dispatched. You need to follow up. So company driver, owner operator, dispatch service, company dispatcher, carrier who is booking load, Jesus Christ who is sending you this load, process still the same. You posted equipment or you search for the load. You call or they call you. You talk about movement of the frame from A to B. You are hopefully discussing not just money. Hopefully you discussing the terms. What time is a pickup? What time is a delivery? You look at the transit. You ask about commodity, right? You ask how heavy the load is. It palletized? It's a floor loaded? Maybe it's a bulk produce. What is going to be involved? Are there going to be lumpers? Are there going to be a driver assist? Are there extra stops? What else? And what kind of equipment? Do you need swing doors? Do you need roll-up doors? Do you need E-tracks? Vertical, horizontal? Do you need straps? How many load bars? Hopefully you guys discuss all that. Rate confirmation comes. You need to verify that whatever you discuss actually is on that rate confirmation, starting first with even if this is correct carrier. You know how many times I still receive actually actually I used to, in the beginning of my career, I used to dispatch for the big company right now, Ifras Transportation, and I send you guys email million times. You still have my email from Chop Tank Transport. Please, can you update it? For the last 7 years, I am receiving your rate confirmation. I forwarded you rate confirmation. I asked Chop Tank to update it that I am not your dispatcher anymore. And still, every time they book the load, and it's so funny because it comes as a link, and the link is expiring within 10 minutes. So if I don't click on it, and usually I do as a courtesy, but sometimes I'm getting annoyed because in 7 years, you should be able to update the information. Sometimes I don't and it's get expired. And then Chapten calls me and say, are you still want this load? And I'm like, guys, I asked you 5 times, update the information. I already gave you their information and still. So do you see how many times brokers have their own information? Sometimes rate confirmation goes to the wrong dispatchers. That's why when you guys set up, you need to set up exactly for your carriers, their email. So you as a dispatcher, you log in, you have access to this. And when new dispatcher comes, they have access to this, right? So let's keep going. Bobby Wright says, well, dispatcher fault. Let's see. George is saying, I am dispatcher. And in this case, I think it's the dispatcher's fault for not following up. Okay. I would never book something else if I already agree on the load with the broker. And yes, some RCs go to spam or bounce back. So I wait for 20 minutes and I call the broker back. Yes, exactly. So that's what we do. 10-15 minutes, actually 20 minutes, it's kind of long. So that's what we do. We call them right back. Hell, I don't even wait 20 minutes. I'm calling after 5 minutes. Yes, because Jonathan already understand in this market, if he is not called back in 5-10 minutes, they're gonna think that you don't want this load. Other five carriers call, they agree to less, and the broker is gonna say, listen, you never signed a confirmation. We already sold the load. So do you look at this? Jonathan say, I am not even waiting 20 minutes because he needs this load, right? He needs his truck to move. Okay, let's see. Who else is telling us? Dispatchers and carrier. The rate confirmation goes to email. You should always check your email. And if you new dispatcher book your load, then you know a rate confirmation is always soon to follow up and blah blah blah. This dispatcher works for you, but you don't put all your trust in managing your business. Okay, so what she's referring, she said that, well, carriers should be checking. Again, here's my opinion. If I am your dispatcher, I should have access to your main email, right? Because you trust me and I am not managing all your business, but I need to have access where all the rate confirmation goes. So that's why, guys, a lot of times I advise my new companies to separate, right? I advise them to separate their safety. I advise them to separate their dispatching email, right? And some other sensitive information, their accounting, maybe their personal stuff. So three separate email. So in this case, if I am dispatcher, I can only have access to, let's say, Alex Transportation Dispatch at gmail.com. Then you have Alex Transportation Safety. Then you have Alex Transportation, I don't know, personal or company stuff, right? So this case, you can change the dispatchers, but you should trust them enough to let them what? Use that email and actually answer from that email. Your rate confirmation should never go to dispatchers, personal emails. They represent you. All the rate confirmation gonna go to your email, the email which you have posted on the safer, the email that you've been putting when you do initial setup with every broker. That's why a lot of times brokers catching this scam, they're like, well, we send you the rate confirmation, and the dispatcher calls back, it's like, I don't have it. And like, well, we send it to Alex Transportation whatever .net, and they're like, oh no, I am her dispatcher, can you send it here? And the broker said, no, that's email what we have, this is email on a safer. Unfortunately, you have to call the owner and sign the confirmation, and then you receive the phone call as the owner of the company. Who is this guy? Who is this Mike? Who is this Maya? Who is this Natasha? They really your dispatchers because somebody was just trying to book the load on your MMC. So scams goes everywhere, so extra protection is always a plus. Okay. My answer, of course, dispatcher had to follow up. Okay, we were smiling. And can we get rid of desperate dispatcher who cannot even check the spam folder? Well, we got our 26 like, but you know what? It was so funny when she said, "Oh, Alexandra, are you ever been a broker? This isn't a desperate dispatcher situation at this company drivers." Well, and here's our response. And after this response, the poor girl, she kind of started disappearing. She started not responding anymore. Well, and of course we told her, I don't have to be a broker to know my responsibility as a dispatcher. If I book the load, if I did not get rate within 10-15 minutes, I always call to make sure that the load was assigned to my carrier. You ask whose fault is it? Totally dispatcher's fault. No other option. You like it or not. And that's what I stick for. I am not even gonna blame on a broker. A lot of people, we're gonna go down and you're gonna see, oh, the boss. No, I am telling you, I'm honest, I'm direct. I teach dispatcher all the time, and this is their first um, duty. You agree to something, you make sure you follow up. Something does not go right, then you cancel the load. But this is you, you, and you. And again, we go back to the same. It doesn't matter if it's a company driver or if it's an owner operator. It doesn't matter. We are booking the load, right? So, somebody was asking me. It was funny. Probably she does not belong to our club, right? Dispatch Training Center Club. That's what I call all my followers. Desperate dispatchers. And yes, we told Nancy that this is dispatchers without knowledge, or dispatchers who don't follow up the process, because it's simply process. So let's see a few more opinions. And dispatchers got to follow up. Okay, dispatchers fall 100%. You supposed to. Dispatchers need to follow up. Well, somebody say, boss, that you need to get them 15 minutes and you have to call. Yes. And then finally, Nora said, wow, our replies made her up and leave the group. Unbelievable. It's okay, Nora. Sometimes people cannot actually admit their fault. So, guys, if you would like, you should join this group. Actually, I am seeing a lot of different posts here and different advices here. So I think we're gonna do this more often. But in the end, everybody's saying, well, dispatcher's fault, dispatcher, boss, dispatcher fault. So most of votes, and I kind of went and I was counting, everybody agreed that it was dispatcher fault. First, second, broker, dispatcher, boss, and all of this. So, guys, let's talk. Let's talk about the process. You post the truck, right? You post your equipment. Why would you post your equipment? Well, you can search for the loads, right? You can actually go and search for the loads. For example, you can go and let's say you have reefer. You have reefer today, Oklahoma City. You want to go to, I don't know, Northeast. You can go exactly to one state. You can take zones, whatever you want to do. You search. I'm always teaching my students, we do not search. We post equipment. Why do we post equipment? Because we want to receive those phone calls, right? We want to receive phone calls because when we receive phone calls, we have power of negotiation. Why? Because that means that broker needs my truck. When you search, you see the same data. You see the same 100 loads, let's say from Oklahoma going to Northeast, Z0, Z1, Z2. When you search, you see the same 100 loads. If you post it, you might receive the phone calls. If you search, you need to dial. You at mercy, right? So nowadays, how hard it is to reach that broker? Well, very hard, right? So after you posted your equipment, after you put your comments, and what comments are we gonna put? Everything what you guys know about your equipment. Well, if it's a reefer, you need to know which unit do you have, how old is that refrigeration unit, right? You need to know if you have e-tracks, if you have load bars, right? You need to know hours of service of your driver, how many hours he has on his cycle, does he has enough hours to do the long transit or not? You need to know when he's delivering prior load, right? What time is he gonna be approximately empty, right? So you need to pre-calculate that already before you actually start making phone calls. Well, you making your phone call, right? And you start first by what? Well, let's go through basics. If you making phone call, before you dial, you're going to do what? You're going to check on credit of the broker. So one more time, if you are having factoring company, doesn't matter which factoring company, you need to make sure that I'm trying to post some truck, guys, and talk to you. You need to make sure that you check on the app of your factoring company. And then it's going to tell you, well, for example, if you use RTS, it's going to tell you A, B, C, D, F, N, I, whatever. So you know book or not to book. If you using laughs, it's also gonna say you what A, B, C, D. If you using OTR, it's gonna say you approve, not approve. So whatever it is, but this is your number one step before you even dial. 6377. So why? Because you don't want to waste your time to make phone calls and talk to the broker, which is not approved by your factoring. So let's say you did that first step. Of course, you already have the map with the region of your truck, right? You organize your load board. So let's see. Let's share this. Let's say you organize your load board, right? And cancel. Let's cancel this. Can I move this? Okay. So you organize your load board and you find the closest loads to you, right? Why? Because you want to eliminate deadhead. I posted, for example, Mac Allen today. Look at this, 483 loads. Why so many? Because I kind of did nonsense posting. Why? I post for the whole USA. As a dispatcher, are you going to have a plan? Yes, you're going to have a plan. But right now, let's see. What is the highest paying load for produce coming from McAllen, Texas? How much are they paying? Well, they're paying going to Maryland, 6,000 for 1,700, so almost 1,800 miles. John Giroux, for example, right? They are paying 57 going to Bronx. Okay, let's copy and see. Is Los Angeles paying today, right? Let's put Los Angeles. Which day is it today? Well, today is what? We have also 463 loads. What is the highest paying load from Los Angeles? Look at this. Los Angeles to Miami paying 8,500. Let's organize it also by deadhead. Los Angeles to Chicago is paying 4,000 if somebody wants to come back for New Year, right? TQL is paying 4,000. If you go into Canada, they are paying what? They are paying $6,000, so not that much. Probably Yakima is that. Let's see. Copy. What is Yakima doing? Yakima is that. Oh, 293 loads. Not bad. It's better than a few days ago. It was only 80. So look at this. They are paying 5,800 to Chicago fresh freight. Wow. They are paying 7,200 going to North Carolina. And they are paying 6,300 going to Georgia, right? Okay. They are paying how much they paying to Cleveland. Okay, Ohio, Pennsylvania, 62, 64. So not bad. Let's see what's going on in Chicago right now. Friday. Do we still have loads in Chicago? If you did not book the load, or maybe your dispatcher did not find anything for you. Well, we have 300 loads for Chicago right now. That's organized by Deadhead. You can go to Washington for 3,500. Really, that's not enough. You can go to Dallas for 3,300 with 2 extra drops. You can go to Kansas, Missouri for $1,200. Okay. And you can go to Jacksonville, Florida for $3,000. If somebody wants to go and have vacation in Florida and make some money, you can pick up Chicago, go to Jacksonville, and end up spending a few days in sunny Florida. So this is our load board, right? Let's check what's going on with our prices. Did they come up? Trend lines. So let's check. Let's check. Wow. Our drive-in, our flatbed, and our reefers. Okay, let's start with our fuel. But fuel is $3.91, which is lower, which is good. I don't understand why it does not show the pricing. Maybe because they want us to use what? That one. Okay, let's go to that. Oh, I had that one right here. Oh, it's actually there already. Okay. Did it go? Okay, let's go. Oh, they need a code from me. Okay. I need to receive the code. Okay, let's go back to this one. Trend lines. Let's see. Truckloads capacity tightened in this week. Who is calling us while I'm receiving the code? Dispatch.
This is Don CI Logistics. Are you guys still working on Washington reefer for tonight?
On the Yakima reefer, what do you have, sir?
I got a load coming out of Boardman, Oregon. It's about 20 from you.
Well, you want to send us to that Miami and you want us to go through Oregon. You'd better pay really good money.
I guess it depends on what really good money is. Which different for everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, it's frozen load. Let me double. Yeah, frozen. -10 on the 10th, just under 42K.
Mm-hmm.
And delivers on the 4th at about 8:30 p.m. It's about $3,100. Target rate of about 8,500.
Yeah, unfortunately, Florida is hot and it's minus 10 degree. Unfortunately, I cannot take that load till the 4th. It's too long.
Where would you be rate-wise?
It's not about rate-wise. It's going to the Florida with minus 10 degree. Sorry. If you have produce, I can help you with the produce, but I cannot hold minus 10 till 4. No, it's just because it's going to the Florida. It's hot there and it's around holidays and your transit is a little bit longer than it should be. So, unfortunately.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye. So, guys, I don't even want to discuss going to Florida. First, we post a truck in Yakima. We need to go to Oregon. That's how dispatcher have to think. Well, I have to go to Oregon. This is going to be strict appointment from the cold storage, minus 10 degrees. You need to pay to go through the Oregon. You have to pay extra money. You're going to that Miami. Today is 29th, 30th, 31st, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 1st. Guys, do you like this transit with minus 10 degrees going to hot Florida? No, no, and no. It's not about the price. It's about what? It's about your liability, right? Will I actually jeopardize my carrier's cargo to take minus 10 degree with long transit like this? That's first thing. Secondary, what I'm gonna do with him in that Miami? It doesn't make sense. Does it? Who agrees with me? Hopefully, some of you agree with me. But if you live in Miami and your reefer is working, maybe that's what you want to do. Go ahead and do it. Okay. So, now you know what? I did log in on that and they are not showing now the rates. Look at this. So, I'm going to show you this. And even on that one, they now not showing the rates. I don't know. Maybe it's some glitch in the system. But I think we come up with what? Dry one come up maybe 2 cents. So maybe we had 212. Reefer actually went down. So I think we're around 225, 230. And flatbed step decks also went down. Okay. Okay, so what questions, guys, do you have? Because we kind of cover what's going on in trucking today. Please make sure you check on our updated schedule. Guys, because I am going to Europe on next week and I extended my travel for a few days. Actually, I had to shift a schedule a little bit. So our IFTA is going to be on January 21st and the cost of IFTA is $3.99. Dispatch.
I'm checking to see if you still had a truck available in California.
Truck in California. What do you have available, ma'am? Actually, we should start with your company. What is your company name?
Cool Running.
And what is MC?
198
Hold on.
939.
Hold on. I need to log in. Just a second. What is it?
198
Mm-hmm.
939.
939. Okay, yeah, you're approved. Your rating is B. What do you have?
2 picks, Oxnard and Yuma to Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
When is Yuma gonna be picked?
They're both stated to load today. Depending on, is your truck empty now?
Well, it's empty now, but it's 2 p.m. already, and we have a lot of miles till Yuma. By the time we get to Oxnard, we're in Los Angeles. What is the produce on this?
It's all that mixed veg, 34 degrees, and it's going to be celery and lettuce.
Okay, and we're going to Milwaukee?
Correct, yep.
When is that delivery going to happen?
So loading hours today in Oxnard are first come, first served till 8 p.m. Loading hours in Yuma today are first come, first served till 11 p.m. And then tomorrow they are 8 to 5, first come, first served. The receiving hours are, they open Monday afternoon at 4 p.m. and then they're open 24 hours after that. So can be there Monday afternoon, it can be there on Tuesday.
Okay, so probably we're going to be able to pick up California today and we're going to be late at night. I don't think they're going to make it because, it's California, it's traffic by the time we get loaded. So let's be realistic. So we're going to pick up Yuma tomorrow. What time they're going to open?
Okay.
7?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. So tomorrow's going to be Saturday. And we have 2,000 miles. So Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, they're going to open what time? Afternoon?
4 p.m. afternoon, Tuesday.
Okay. Do you need to make appointment? Or is it first come, first serve?
It's first come, first served. We do have to give them an ETA of the driver when the driver would be there.
Who is the shipper? Who is the receiver in Milwaukee?
Well, if you don't mind, I would give you that information if you decide to take the load.
Well, I need to know what I'm dealing with. It's holidays, and I need to know my shippers and receivers.
Well, they're my customer, and I've been there several times. I can tell you that there's no lumpers, there's no unloading fees. They are a first come, first served facility. When you check in, we try to give them an estimated arrival time so that they're prepared for the driver, but occasionally there may be a truck or two there in front of you. They're typically pretty quick to unload unless, there's 50 trucks show up at once, which is not often that happens.
Okay, who is the shipper in California and Yuma?
Oxnard is Hitchcock loading at, hold on, let me get back to that screen. I think it's Western Precool. Let me just double check. It is Western Precool Commercial Cooling in Oxnard, and then the shipper is Unicool in Yuma. The Unicool portion is first come, first serve.
So you have no problem telling me the shippers, but you have problem telling me who is a customer is? Kind of doesn't make sense.
It's just who our customer is, and we like to protect that until we know who we're doing business with. You and I are not set up together yet. So if it's something that you decide to do, then we would have all of that information available to you on the load confirmation.
Okay. Well, thank you. I like to know my shippers and receivers. I've been doing it for a long time. So unfortunately, I cannot book load if I don't know what I'm dealing with. Thank you. Have a happy new year. Dispatch.
Yes, ma'am. This is George over at Total Quality.
Total Quality. My favorite Total Quality. Wow. Enlightened me today. Oh, yes, of course. TQL is my best broker ever.
I sense a little sarcasm in that.
Well,
one second, what's going on here?
See, you already covered that cheap load anyway.
Huh?
You already covered that cheap load anyway.
No, you sound like you're a little upset.
No, I am not. I was just joking. We are around New Year.
I wasn't sure.
You wasn't sure?
I know checking you says you don't have reefer break now, but I'm sure you guys run a lot of reefer break for us.
Yeah, what do you have, hon? Which truck are you calling about?
The one in Chicago. You still have that available?
Chicago. Where are you looking to send us? Grand New Washington to Walmart?
Yes, ma'am.
What time is your pickup? Is it for today? What are we picking up? In Nestler? Are we pick up at Nestler? Who is the shipper? Oh, Americold. And when are we delivering to Walmart?
Delivery on Tuesday by appointment between 3:30.
Did you make appointment yet?
No, these can't be made until after the truck gets loaded.
What is the product on this?
It's fresh goods, 40,000 on the way, 34 degrees on the tongue. That's a consolidation. They don't exactly give us a package with it.
Okay, and how much are you paying?
I'm looking to be at 5,000 even, ma'am.
5,000. So what time can we?
You guys trying to go out to Washington?
What time can we pick up tomorrow?
One that picks up 2 options. One that picks up at 10 tonight. One that picks up at 3 a.m.
Oh, 3 a.m. early in the morning?
Yes,
ma'am. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, it's around the holidays. If you can meet me at 6,000, we can help you out.
You said 6,000? I don't know if it's going to let me pay that. Is that the best you guys can do?
Yeah, it's a new year. The guy has to drive through Montana. Instead of partying, you know? You and me going to be partying. He has to drive, so he has to be compensated.
Yeah, I'm not going to be partying. Hey, can I 6 on Washington? All right, give me 1 second. How quickly can you get me that insurance certificate, man?
I can do it as fast as you need. What is your extension?
63110.
And your name?
George.
Okay, George. Do you want to talk to your big boss and call me back?
No.
Call me back.
I need a certificate from you.
Okay. I'll send me the email.
What's your email?
dispatchtoday@gmail.com. Okay. Thank you. So, guys, TQL for you, right? Look at this. 5,000 becomes 6,000 within what? 10 seconds? Did we ask for 5,100? Did we ask for 52? we ask another $1,000. All he needs just to prove of the reefer breakdown, and that's it. If you need to bring your driver to Washington, and some people do not celebrate, they want to drive, there you go. Chicago, you pick up tonight. So if you still unloading, you can pick up till 10, or you can pick up early tomorrow, which is going to be Saturday. You're going to deliver to Walmart. Of course, in Grandview, you need to double check what's going on in Washington. But we're talking approximately 2,000 miles, $3 to go to Washington right now. It's not bad. And that's what you do as a dispatcher. That's how it works. And that's what we learn in our classes. Guys, I will be done for today because I thought I was feeling better. I need to save my energy for tomorrow's class. Hopefully you guys gonna sign up for the classes. Hopefully you like. Hopefully you share. Remember to find us on Learn Dispatch Today, right? LearnDispatchToday.com. Sign up for the classes. Make sure that you give us a review if you've been our student in 2023. Tomorrow I'll see my students. We're going to finish strong. I'll see you in 2024. Set your goals. Make sure you learn. Make sure you polish your skills. And become a pro dispatcher. I love you guys all. And see you soon.